Welcome everybody to our show. This is Custom Fab Garage on our channel Octane TV on YouTube. Make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button, and on top of that, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can get all the new content that comes out weekly and even every day. These are the pieces that we're going to be using today. Sony XAV5000. Going to be doing the Metra ADEU1. That's for the antenna adapter. This is the AXBUCH-GM2. This is the access piece for doing the rear view camera. And then the 993018S. This is the dash kit and wiring harness from Metra for the actual Cadillac Cts-V. Those are the parts that we're going to be using today. There's some screws in here. There's harnesses, which is the LD2NA vamp. That looks like the power harness. There's another harness here, I'm guessing speaker leads. You have the access module, hardware. If you're not using a double DIN, single DIN, here's the top piece too if you don't have the navigation. You have your side pieces that go on to the side of the radio, and then your actual main huge harness. So a lot of pieces to this to make it all work. And then here's the dash kit. Now on this particular vehicle, all I could get was silver. They do not have gloss black right now. The sucky part is this is a super nice car that we've done a lot of work with. He just had this carbon fiber steering wheel done. His is black stock, so we're gonna have it gloss black painted. He had this hydro dipped because that silver is gonna look hideous in here versus having a gloss black. So we'll definitely get that taken care of because that's ridiculous. We don't want to put silver where there was gloss black. But this is what it looks like before as well. So you can kind of see the factory dash. He does have the factory navigation that pops up and everything. The main reason why we're actually doing this too is because he wants something more modern. This doesn't have Bluetooth. It does not have anything. It just has CD. So he can, on this is a 2010, he cannot do a whole lot of things like use his phone, that kind of stuff. So we're going to update it and make it more modern. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our plastic pry tool and we're going to basically take this. We're going to pry these up on each side. So each one of these is going to have to come up, and then after that we're going to take this piece and pull up as well to get the automatic shifter bezel out, because we got to pull this part out right here. So if you look right here and we pop this up, this is how it looks on the back side. Basically you just take your plastic pry tool, and if you can just get it underneath it, right underneath here, and then pop it up. It'll pop right up, and we're gonna have to take the other side off as well. So here's the passenger side. We pulled that up, and then here's this. We're gonna pull this up as well. We just pulled on this, so we have to remove this piece as well, the shifter bezel around, and we'll have to unplug this. So what we did was we pushed this part down, finagled it out of this hole, took it up, unplugged the parking right there. So basically this kind of pushes down and we finagled it our way out, and then this basically you have to unplug this so that all this stuff is removed down here. Next step is we're going to pull this piece out and this piece out. We're going to take our plastic pry tool and pull that out and pull this out right here. And here's what this piece looks like right here, and it does have this kind of like J hook on it, so you want to be careful. You have to kind of push over, and that's what that looks like right there. That way you can get that piece out. This piece just unsnaps like the other one, so we have this piece out, and now we're going to work on taking this piece out. Now if you have the navigation model, we're going to pop this up, and there's a strap behind it, but you have to wait till you take everything out to get that out. So we're going to move on to this next step. Like I said, if you don't have the navigation model, you'll want to pop this piece up. It'll still have a strap on the back, but since we have the navigation model, we're not going to pull this out. We're going to move on to taking these out, which are 9/32, 10 millimeters. We're going to take both of these out, pull this out. Now, since this has navigation, we don't want to unplug anything because we have to unplug it once we get the module. We have to power things up. So if you have navigation, don't pull this out and then unplug everything. You have to wait. So we're going to take these out and then pull everything out real quick. Sorry, I'm an idiot. It's not these, it's the 7 millimeters on each side. These, not these. So disregard what I just said. I made an idiot mistake. So now that we've removed these, this whole piece is going to be able to come off now. And once we get the piece out, we're going to push the nav up to where it goes up, and I can take the 7 millimeter screw to take this out, because you can't do that without it electronically going up. Now we have this whole piece out. We're going to push the navy up, and then that way we can take out the 9/32 screw, which is down underneath here. That way we can take this whole unit out. Here is where they are. You've got one right there on the left hand side, see that one? One on the bottom, and then you've got one on the right hand side right there. So those are where the 3 bolts, the 7 millimeters you want to take out to get this screen out. We removed this after we removed the screws, and on the back side of here, you're going to have to unplug here, here, and here. And these are the plugs right here. This black plug, gray plug, and blue plug. You have to unplug that to get it out. Now we're going to go ahead and remove all these 7 millimeters and then unplug this dash piece. That way we can get everything out. Here's what we unplugged right here. Basically we unplugged this and this to be able to remove the actual dash piece. It's right here. Now we're going to remove all these 7 millimeters and pull this piece out. Here is everything you're going to have to unplug, which is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plugs. Those are what you're going to have to unplug from this when you pull that out. And here's what the plugs look like. So this is everything you're going to have to unplug when you pull that radio out. So make sure you get that, and there's not much slack, so be careful when you're pulling those out. Now we're going to remove all these screws and these Torx down here. We want to take this piece out and this HVAC piece out. So we want to take all that out so that we can transfer everything over. This is the stock piece, and we want to take all that out to transfer over to the other piece. Basically what we're trying to do is remove the front fascia. We removed all the screws, as you can see. Now we're going to take out the T10 Torx to remove this piece as well. Now this piece is removed, taking that out, and then the HVAC piece is the next. We're going to pull it out. That we've removed about 800 screws, and there's even screws in the middle of this, little tiny ones. We've taken all the screws and the Torx out. This is what it looks like, and then we're going to cut this notch out here so that way this will all fit back into there. So we put the 4 T10 Torx back in. All the screws are going back in. We have to put these little micro screws back in. And then up here on the very top, you want to take these little spacers that they provide, and you want to put those on the back side here, and then put the screw on, probably because the screw is too long, it'll go through the front. So we got to put this all back together. Okay, we have all the screws in. We plugged these back in on both sides. We have our new ones in with our washers. So everything's looking really good. Here are the brackets mounted. I don't know if this is going to be enough front to back, but we'll have to slide it in there, see how it fits flush, and if we have to move the brackets up or back, we'll figure that out once we get in the car. So we're going to zip tie this up, but this wires up like normal. Red to red, there's 2 reds. Yellow, black is for ground. Depending on what system you have, there's 3 different systems. You use these diodes, you'll use this jumper. If you don't have bows, you'll put this together. Everything just plugs in. I Tessa taped everything so that it looks nice, and then plugs into this module, and that's what controls everything. So it's a lot of wiring, but you need to read the instructions because that'll tell you which system you have and what you need to do in the vehicle. Because if you wire this wrong, it's not going to work correctly, so read the instructions. Nice, the silver. All installed. And this piece is going to go gloss black. I'm probably going to do carbon fiber on this piece.